This is definitely not 19, is it? This is not. All right, dude, you can lead it off.
Lead it off with the welcome back.
You got this, dude.
All right.
You go for it, dude.
Clap to get the audio synced up. Welcome back to the Burton Breaks podcast. This is episode 20 of the series. Today we've got Hayden, the owner of State Line Brakes, a personal favorite of mine. I like buying there since I can't buy here personally. I enjoy going over there and ripping.
Oh yeah.
Hayden, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, guys.
But yeah, if you wanted to give a little introduction about yourself, like where you're at and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so like you already said, my name's Hayden. I'm co-owner of State Line Brakes, one of three owners over here. We just moved shops, so we're all set up in our new location here. We got about 20 employees, and then we're streaming on TikTok, Whatnot, Fanatics, and eBay.
Yeah, a little diversity there. You guys, you said you
Yeah.
got 3 owners. What's the situation with that like?
Yeah, so we started off with 3 people. So me, my girlfriend, and then another business partner. So that actually started off back in 2021. He reached out to me. It was kind of his idea to start like a braking company, or just start doing brakes in general. So I started with him, and then my girlfriend was shipping, and then we got brought on as owners, and then from there on, just kept growing and growing, and to the point where we're at now.
That's awesome.
Pretty sweet. Were you, before you started doing the braking stuff, were you into cards, buying and selling and whatnot?
Yeah, so not until after high school, which is kind of crazy. I was always into sports. I always played sports, but like the collectibles and cards, I was never into. I was always like a Lego guy, honestly. Always like collecting Legos, but never sports cards. So I got into sports cards after high school. I dropped out of college after like a week, and then I was listing cards for a neighbor of mine. He had a big collection, so I was just kind of listing cards on eBay, and I literally taught myself everything from that. So just learning like the different parallels and stuff, looking every single card up on eBay and doing that for a couple hours a day, kind of taught me everything I needed to know.
Pretty cool. Yeah. And at what point I heard your buddy called you up or texted you or whatever to start this card company.
hmm
Do you know why or like what was the process of him being like, I want to do this?
Yes, he was pretty initiative. So I was working for a neighbor of mine, and then this was my neighbor's friend. So he kind of like poached me from there. I wasn't really like, there was no future with listing cards on eBay, obviously, but he kind of knew that I had knowledge and he saw a lot of, um, what's the word, a big future in the braking industry. And I think he was right for sure. So this was back in 2021. You know, it's only gotten bigger since then, but that's how I got brought on.
Yeah. Where'd you guys start at? Was it like immediately going into a shop or?
No, we probably were braking for like 2 to 3 years before opening our first shop. So I was doing brakes from my basement. So I had to rent out a whole room from my mom. I was paying her like $300 a month, and just doing brakes on one station, and then I had like a whole shipping station to the right of me. So yeah, it was all just from my basement.
And that was like completely just you or were you all, you said there was 3 of you at the start, or was it just you and your
Yeah, so he was
neighbor?
always like behind the scenes, my one business partner, and then my girlfriend would kind of help out on the streams a little bit. For the most part, I was just kind of going solo, and then she would do all the shipping. So at the beginning, it was like a three-man team where he was doing the buying, I was doing the braking, and then she was doing the shipping. And then obviously, you know, the operation just got bigger and just kept growing from there.
Sweet. Yeah. And I know when I jumped in and started doing breaks with you guys were doing like these Cobra packs. Were you guys doing repacks to start off, or was it kind of wax breaking?
Yeah, so the first breaks that we ever did was like 2020 retail. So we ripped a ton of 2020 Select, 2020 Optic. I think we got in at like a really good time because not only was the market hot, but that class was so good too. So there was just a lot of hype in football. So started off with that, and back in 2021, like hobby boxes were so expensive. We really didn't. I mean, every now and again we ripped some 2020 hobby, but for the most part, broke a lot on Facebook, and then we would do like auctions on eBay, and that's really where we got our start. Just 2020 Select Mosaic Optic.
Sweet, sweet.
So you would like you when you say auctions on eBay, that's kind of an old method of braking that's fallen off now, but people used to just like post their breaks on eBay and list all the teams at $1. And it's just like you would do it now, except over what, like a 5-day course, people would bid on the
Yeah,
teams and then you would run it at a set time.
yeah, exactly. So we would auction those teams for 5 days. So definitely was not the instant gratification you get now from like Whatnot and TikTok. So we would auction the spots. It would be, 5 days. We'd have a set time, and then we'd go on our Facebook group and break it.
That's funny stuff. I remember those days.
And
Is that how you
you,
started as well?
No, I didn't. I never did the eBay stuff, but that was something I was considering doing when I was. I mean, I pretty much started just directly on TikTok, but when things got a little bit slower, I definitely, I mean, at least looked into that, and I thought it was interesting because it seems like you don't really need your own community. You're just using eBay's community, and they're gonna buy it if they want it.
Yeah, it's a good way to get started. I feel like now is probably not like the best way to do that, just because you
Yeah,
can go on Whatnot and TikTok and get your own community pretty quick. But starting off a couple of years ago, that was probably the best way.
sure.
yeah, you you said that you were talking about the store. Do you only have one store or do you have multiple stores?
We only have one store, so we opened our first shop in 2020, the summer of 2023. Um, and we just had like so much success, way more success than we thought we would have, like in person. It was really cool to like see how involved the community was. So we did like a couple autograph signings, and just events in shop, and always had like such great turnouts and build a really strong community locally, which kind of allowed us to move to a bigger location. So our new location's about twice the size of our old one.
Wow, that's pretty nice. And you have all of your streaming rooms inside that shop, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So we got 2 units. Then we did a build out where we knocked the wall down, and then we have 4 streaming units on the right side, and then the left side is entirely a shop, and then the back we have storage and a shipping station as well.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a normal week looking like with like the shop combined with the streams and having to, manage all of that?
Yeah. It's definitely a lot. Shops open Monday to Saturday. Weekends get real busy. Streams we start at 7 in the morning, and then we usually go till about 3 a.m. And we're actually starting overnight streams, so our Whatnot's going to be 24/7. So it's nonstop operations over here.
That's crazy. Yeah, and I know I'm blanking on the name of your Whatnot streamer. He's a younger guy, but you're gonna need him
Um,
for the later night ones. He's pretty energetic.
Thinking Brendan maybe.
Yeah, Brendan. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually wanted a shout out on the podcast. If I could shout out Belu real quick.
But yeah,
Shout them out.
shout him out.
Yeah, he's something else.
Oh yeah, no, because he came into the TikTok stream one time and he definitely improved the mood a lot because it was just quiet in there, and every time he comes in the room, he's pretty loud.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he's a bundle of energy. He's funny. He didn't know anything about sports or anything about cards when I hired him. He was actually a younger brother of my girlfriend's friend, and he was kind of looking for a job. And I was like, I don't know. I guess I was desperate for somebody, and I'm glad I gave him a chance because he's been like one of my best guys. Just the energy is 24/7 with him.
yeah. Speaking of that? What is your hiring? Like, what's it go into when you're looking for someone to hire to be like a streamer or someone to work in the shop even?
Yeah, so for me, it's all about the personality and energy. I think like your knowledge on sports cards is important, but I think that's all something you can learn. Where like your personalities, it's hard to change that. So everybody that works for me is a friend or a friend of a friend. So I've known every single person that's worked here prior to even starting the business, which is really cool. Um, and I've kind of just been able to grow this with my friends along the way.
Yeah. I see behind you, you got like Iron Man and McQueen and all that. It seems like
Yeah.
you're a pretty big collector. Uh,
Yes. So this is our multiverse room. So we have a Whatnot channel, State Line Multiverse, where we do like a lot of Disney and Marvel. So that's just kind of a dedicated room that we have right now.
okay, sweet. Yeah. You do yourself collect any like specific players of sports cards or anything?
Yeah, I'm a massive Caleb Williams fan.
Oh
So
yeah.
I got a couple nice Caleb Williams cards. You guys are Lions fans over there, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bottom of the division for a little bit, guys. It's all right.
We'll be
Once
back.
Caleb Williams retires, you guys might be back. But no, I'm happy to be a Bears fan right now.
But yeah. What's what's your biggest card in your PC, you'd say?
My biggest card right now, I have a Black Pandora Dual Downtown Rome and Caleb that was actually stolen during our grand reopening. and I got that card back, so now I can never sell it. It's just too monumental.
Yeah. When you
Crazy. Well, I got a question. What,
yeah.
what, I mean, you said that just on your grand opening you got stolen from. What has been your experience with theft? Because that's probably the biggest downside of the being a business owner in this industry.
Yeah, we never had any issues at our old location, like for over a year, at least none that I'm aware of. And then our grand reopening first day, somebody came in, stole a couple cards from the case in a box, and it was an absolute heartbreaker. You know, that's obviously an expensive card, and he stole a Caleb Kaboom and then a Panini Black Hobby box, so total added up quick. But besides that one time, you know, I've never had a bad experience. Never with like employees or people coming in the shop. Like everybody's pretty down to earth and genuine, I feel like, for the most part. But of course, you get a few bad eggs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not too bad.
Have you guys had any issues? I know you guys have a shop as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a shop. We haven't actually had anyone who's came into the shop and I mean, we probably have, but
Yeah.
it's, you know, if they're
I feel
doing
like
it
my
right,
dollar bins. Yeah.
yeah, you know, you try, you do the best you can. You know, we got stuff behind glass cases and stuff, but at the end of the day, is someone going to grab a blaster box that's sitting out and you never know. I mean, that's just what it is. You can't keep an eye on every single person 24/7 and cost of doing business, I guess. But I mean, the biggest issue we ever had once was someone who actually worked for us. It was just a high school kid that wasn't, man, he just took some cards because he thought he could get away with it. He couldn't get
Yeah.
away with it, and bad things happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been my biggest fear. That's another like huge reason that I've only hired my friends. I'm just like so fearful of that because I
Right.
feel like that, you know, an employee probably has or they do have much better access to everything else.
Absolutely.
So it's nice having, you know, people that I absolutely trust. And yeah, hopefully I never have to experience that. I'm sorry you dealt with that.
No, I mean, it is what it is. It's part of doing the business. Yeah, I'm definitely glad it wasn't like, you know, a friend or something like that. That's when, you know, things get really sketchy. If it's someone you truly trusted and then something like that
Right.
happens, that's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So when you started the shop, you said it was like 3 years after you started, so like 2024, 25 or
It was like 20, I'm getting my timeline mixed up. I want to say it was like 2023 or the summer of 23.
okay.
And then we were there for a year. Then we opened this one at the end of 2025. So I think that lines up.
So how did that happen? Because, you know, at least over here, when we got a spot right now, but our lease had to be at least 5 years for them to even get us in here. So for you guys to go from a new spot to a different spot in a year, did you have to do like a lease buyout? Was it something where it just worked out that way, or?
Yeah, we had a yearly lease at our old place, so
That's
our
nice.
lease was up, and then you know we could re-sign, but the space wasn't big enough, and honestly, the landlords kind of sucked there. So
Right.
we moved here. We did a 5 year lease here, then agreed on like a big build out too. So they helped out a lot with the interior. But this place is much nicer, and our foot traffic's been way better.
Yeah. And location wise, like where are you at? Because you're in Illinois or Chicago, correct?
Yeah, so we're only like 45 minutes north of where the National is in Rosemont. So yeah, we're like just down the highway, not too far at all from there.
Pretty sick. Yeah. Being close to the national probably helps and
Yeah, that's probably nice for going
for
there.
going there.
It's convenient, especially if I got to bring everybody down there, and then you don't have to pay for hotels or anything. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
After the card shop started, whether at your first or your second location, what was something that like you completely underestimated was going to be a lot different or a lot harder than you initially anticipated?
Something I thought was gonna be a lot harder than I anticipated. I would say like the growth on certain platforms have some have been difficult. Like Whatnot was a 4 year process to kind of get where we're at. You know, Fanatics Live, we're still building on there, and TikTok is an uphill battle every day with the viewership. So I would say just kind of like continued growth is probably like the most unexpected challenge that we've seen.
What's like you said you needed growth. I remember going into your streams. I've gotten to the recent optic break. What's like a good product that you always know like you go back to this product and you'll get some good sales?
Yeah, 2024 Optic, it was always so popular. Like the hit rate in the blasters was 10 times better than this year. I don't know if you guys ripped any from this year, but man, the hit rate's been tough in those. So going back to that better rookie class, and then with a better hit rate, people always love 24 Optic.
Yeah. And do you have a personal favorite? Do you rip by yourself or?
Try not to. But when I do, I'm a big Optic fan. So like I said, that Black Pandora downtown's my favorite, but I just love chasing like the numbered downtowns. And yeah, I would say probably like Optic Hobby, 24 Optic Hobby would be my favorite.
Sweet. And
Yeah.
what's like the biggest card you'd say that you guys have ever pulled?
Biggest card that we pulled in the break. We hit the Bo Nix Drake May dual shield from Eminence. That was a big card. We hit a gold Caleb Kaboom rookie. Um, we actually just hit the Scatabo 101 Finite
That's a
auto.
good one.
The guy should be here really any minute. He flew in from Texas today to pick it up.
Oh, dude, that's sick. That's some of the best
Yeah, so I
experience.
mean, I'm excited to meet him. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He said he got an offer for 27,000. I said, you got to be all over that. That's a crazy offer. And then the Jaden
Prism offers this
Daniels.
year have been nuts. I had a guy who he tried to message me about buying the Jaden Daniels Nebula today. He's like, "Yeah, I got offers of 30,000." I'm like, "For the second year JD5 Nebula?" Like it's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
The singles out of Prism are just selling nuts
Yeah, I think there's a lot of hype just being the last year Prism.
for sure.
And just like a big market boom as well. You know, like all the stuff with Logan Paul and obviously a ton of
Yeah.
money in the hobby right now.
Yeah.
What are
Well,
your thoughts on that Logan Paul situation? Do you think that card really should have gone for what it did?
I literally Googled this morning. I was like, what's the significance of that card? I feel like it's a little
Yeah, I'm the
overpriced.
same. I mean, I'm not a Pokemon guy, but it seemed weird.
Yeah, so I don't like the eye appeal's not there for me with that card. I think a big part is that Logan Paul owned it, but
That's
I think it's
exactly what
also,
it
that's
is.
what I said.
yeah, I could see it being a little bit more like a public stunt as well. You know, they obviously got to put on a show with some of the stuff, so it kind of
I
makes
don't know.
sense.
Something feels weird about that situation. Something's not right.
Yeah. Because the guy who bought it knew him. And so I was kind of like,
I mean, most people who can spend $15 million on a card probably are buddies with other rich
that is
motherfuckers.
true. Yeah, it's true.
That's true. And like, if he knew him, then why didn't he just buy from him directly, right? So they got to put on some sort of show.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed a little fishy to me, but
It's good for I mean, it creates headlines and gets people talking about cards
yeah.
and collectibles. So I guess it's cool. I mean, that's the biggest sale of any card ever. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like even my family that doesn't know about cards was sending me like pictures off the news, and they're
yeah,
watching. They're like, "Did you know Logan Paul's card just sold for 16 million?" Like, yeah, these
crazy.
these sales happen all the time. It's wild.
Over there at State Line, do you guys have you said you got the like TCG Universe. Do you have like a Pokemon channel as well?
Okay, so we did before like opening our shop, and Pokemon is probably like our biggest seller. It's so popular in store. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but
Yeah,
the
definitely.
amount of Pokemon in shop is crazy. So we really just dedicate our inventory to in person because it just goes so quick. And we just don't get like a ton of allocation for Pokemon, but it was really popular when we did do it.
Yeah, no, 100%. The in-person Pokemon is it's a lot different. I mean, you don't really see too many breakers opening Pokemon because it's not the same level
Right.
of chase. Like a lot of the Pokemon stuff, people like sealed boxes. They like, you're ripping it for to complete the sets or whatever. It's not like there's $1 million Pokemon card you're ripping out of the
Yeah.
new sets or anything. Whereas breaking sports cards, you have that big chase, you have variety. Where if you're just breaking Pokemon, if someone buys 10 packs and then hits the card they're looking for, they're probably not buying another 10 packs.
Yeah.
But sports cards, there's a million different cards you're looking for.
Hmm.
So I think that's why I've never really had success with the Pokemon stuff either. So
Yeah, I've always been so interested like how those cards hold value with no serial numbers or anything. If it would be like a chunk wax of Pokemon, but I think just because the
yeah,
market's so big, it just keeps up.
yeah, I don't know. Pokemon's definitely interesting, but
I mean, it's big in the U.S. and then you go to other countries and anywhere in Asia, and it's 10 times bigger. You know. But
Yeah,
interesting you say
100%.
that.
yeah. Um, you got anything?
Are you wrapping it up?
I'm not
Fucking
wrapping it up.
20 minutes
This is what
in?
you do to me all the time. You're like, you got
Oh,
anything? What's
you
your question
can't
you
think of a
got?
question? Yeah, I got one for you. So you said that when you started, you were breaking out of your mom's basement, but do you do any of the breaking anymore? Or are you kind of like just on the managerial side now?
I would say, yeah, like 90% just kind of managing everything that goes on from a day-to-day perspective. I was ripping some select FOTL today. If it's like a big product, I like to get my hands on it a little bit, and I'll kick people out of the breaker's chair so I can rip it. But for the most part, my guys are really solid and they've been doing a great job so far. So I don't have too much to break.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I've always thought about that because I feel like in my sense, I kind of built it around like me being the breaker versus just like it seems like you guys built a company that breaks
Yeah.
cards and it's not necessarily tied to one person sitting in the chair. If you don't have these two people sitting here, then people aren't going to watch. It seems like you guys have more of a people come in the room for the value in the cards and is that kind of what you guys were going for?
Yeah, I would say so. Like I've never seen myself as kind of like I'm not like a Grant from backyard kind of guy where, they get 1,000 viewers of Grants on there. Um, I think my biggest thing was just kind of building like an atmosphere, where people can get good value, where people can know what they're getting into, breakers they trust, and just like an all around, solid breaking company, regardless of what stream you're on, who's breaking, anything like that. But clearly, there's really good success when you watch. I have Grant pulled up here, and it's like any time of the day. He just has such like a big following, and so do you as well. When I see you guys are killing it on TikTok. So you
Appreciate
guys
that.
have done a great job, really putting like a face to the brand.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of sacrifice, obviously. I mean, I think that, there's, streaming 6 nights a week on my end, and then also trying to run the business side of it leaves
Right.
little personal life on my end. But, you know, there's the pros of it to where people, I'm always going to be here and there's going to be that face to brand recognition. But I think that the way that you did it, I'm a little envious in the sense that, you don't have to be the one that's necessarily doing the work to make the money in that sense.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity. Not to say like I'm bigger than you guys at all, but like when you guys like grow or expand and do more channels and stuff, because I like you see backyard and they'll run 1 million channels, and Grant goes on there and he gets 1,000 people in the morning. So I could definitely see you guys doing something like that down the road, where you guys have a ton of breakers, and then when you two are on there live, you get like all the attraction.
That's
Is
always the
that something
goal.
that you got? Is that something you guys want to do? Are you guys looking to expand bigger?
Yeah, we've been expanding. I mean, we have, we did the Pokemon stream. We have a single stream on Whatnot that we auction off like single slabs, that kind of stuff. And then we actually just started today with my girlfriend, my fiance actually, she started doing the Whatnot streams where she's breaking stuff on there. So we just did, you know, Prism Hobby and some Prism Choice and stuff like that today. So just trying to expand in every category and go from there.
Yeah, sweet. Congrats on the engagement, by the way.
Thank you, dude. I
I
appreciate
saw
that.
the Instagram post.
Yeah. It was about time. We've been dating for like 6 years almost, so it was past due, but just finding the right moment to do it.
Does your girl, did she just start doing breaks or has she been doing it?
No, I mean she like similar to sounds like you. She was with me at the start. When I was doing it from my dorm room. She's in there with me and she's helping me ship the orders and whatever. And then probably it was a year after I started where I kind of needed a little bit of help on the stream. So she would sit there for an hour or two before bed and help me at night and sleeve the cards and write down the sticky notes for whatever and just make things a little more smooth. And then she was shipping and then she's just been with me since day one. So giving her own opportunity to kind of get involved and prove that she can do it on her own without just, helping me is what she's kind of focused on now.
Yeah, definitely deserves a ring.
Yeah, no, she did. It sounds like you got a similar situation though. If your girl's been with you since the start.
Yeah, we've been dating for like almost 6 years now. So I graduated high school in 2020, and then we met like right after high school, and just kind of started everything together. And uh, we just bought a house together. We have a dog, so the ring might be coming soon. But I
It's
don't know.
about
I don't
that
want to
time.
spoil that.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil that on the podcast.
No. She'll never know.
Yeah.
I'll tell her she can't watch.
So, like us, after you graduated high school, you said you went to college for like a week and then you dropped out. Both of
Yeah.
us, I can't speak for him. I was a college dropout. My parents weren't too happy about it. Um, how was it like dropping out and being like, "Hey guys, I'm just gonna stay in your basement and start doing sports cards."
Dude, that was a rough conversation. I live in Illinois, and then I went to University of Tampa for a week. So I flew down there, I moved in, and then I was so homesick, and I just like started dating Nicolette, my girlfriend at the time. So I missed her, missed all my friends, and I was like, damn, I do not want to be in Florida by myself right now. So after a week, and then I missed like the first day of school too, because too much partying the first week. So I called my mom, and I was like, "Yeah, I got to come home." So that was definitely a tough situation or a tough phone call to make. But looking back, like I wouldn't have changed it at all. I'm glad that I had the experience because then I never worried about missing out. Like I know what I'm missing out on now, or what I did miss out on,
Mhm.
and it all worked out for the best. With where I'm at State Line.
Yeah. And what was like your mom's reaction to like when you were like, I want to rent out a room in your place and I want to do this breaking and I want to like, was she skeptical about it at all, or was she kind of like, I don't know the word for, I can't, trying to think of the word.
No, I get what you're trying to say for sure. I'm trying to think back, honestly. Like, my mom is so supportive of anything that I do. And she obviously just wants what's best for me. So she was all about me, like trying to start my own thing. I think she was a little skeptical. Like, she definitely wanted me to go to community college and still, like, get a degree and look for other lines of work. But as it grew and as I showed her that we were successful, she definitely wasn't worried and definitely just a lot more proud, honestly.
Yeah, I will say I guess I'm thankful now that my mom didn't make me rent out the basement. I just got to break in my mom's basement for free, so that was kind of dope.
Yeah, I mean, she charged me $300 a month, so
No,
my
I
mom
mean that's
doesn't make
not
a lot of
bad.
money there. So
That's
she kind of
that's
needed it. Not to call her out, but
that's totally fair. No, I mean I was
yeah,
my mom was a school teacher, so same boat there.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm super thankful that she let me do that for sure.
Are your parents kind of involved in your business now, or are they just still doing their separate thing?
Yeah, so my parents got divorced like right after high school too, when all this was going on. Um, when I went to college, which was like another big reason for me dropping out, just like family stuff happening back home. And then my dad just moved recently, but they're super supportive, both of them. They only have good things to say about everything I've done so far. So I couldn't be where I'm at without their support.
Nice,
Yeah.
very nice.
How did
You got a good one here. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I got a question for you guys. How did you guys get started with all this? I don't really know like the background behind Burton at all. And I
Yeah,
think
I
you guys are
mean,
the
I
same age
started a
as.
year ago.
yeah.
How old
Ferret's
are you
kind of
guys,
a
by the way?
newcomer to the whole situation, but I started when I was I started my freshman year of college, and I mean just started a TikTok one day just because I was kind of like flipping blasters and mega boxes and doing retail and whatever, and then I saw I'd go on TikTok and I'd see people are selling them for double what I'm selling them for. Why don't I jump in there, undercut that market a little bit, and still sell them for more than what I'm selling them for now, and I get to rip them. Like I've always just wanted to rip product, and I obviously didn't have
Yeah.
the money to do it at the time I was in college. So I just started it, and then it just year by year it's leveled up a little bit, and then we're at the point where we are now. But I remember when I was in college and I wanted to drop out because I was like, "Oh, I just want to do this full time. I want to give it everything I got." And I originally told my parents, they said that there's no way, like you're not. They thought it was gonna be like a fad, and it might be successful now, but is sports cards really gonna be this big thing in 4 years? And I mean, who knew? I didn't know it'd turn to like keep getting better. I kind of was with them, like maybe it will fizzle out in 2 years, like who knows? But they said if I can do, like, it was over the summer right before my junior year, and I was like, they were like, no, you can't drop out. I was like, if I can do this much in sales, then you got to let me drop out. And they were like, yeah, sure, if you can do that. And I did it, and they were like, all right, fine, you can drop out and do this full time. From there, it's just once I really got to put my full attention on it and stop focusing on school, it really took off.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it sounds like we were in kind of a similar situation. How old are you, by the way? Because I know you're
23.
obviously like at 23. Okay, me as well. So yeah, both some of the younger people in the
Yeah, yeah, no.
hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say most of the people in the hobby are on the younger side. You don't see a ton of like really
Yeah,
old people doing it, other than like the people who've had, brick and mortar shops for 30 years. But it seems like the people that are really dominating the breaking space are just young hustlers that are, you know, they love sports cards and
Yeah.
turn it into a business, and they understand the online presence and they understand social media and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of why the younger generation is killing in the breaking game right now.
yeah, 100%. The social media thing is so big. Obviously, you guys know that doing the podcast and everything. But yeah, that's just been an absolute game changer. Instagram has been big for us, and TikTok, everything.
Yeah, what's like if you had to have one goal for the next 5 years of one thing you really want to accomplish or one thing you really want to, grow into for your business, what would that be?
Um, I want to build like like a breaking empire. Really is like my big thing. So if I could have 100 employees in 5 years, that would be awesome. I
For
think that's like
sure.
a super reasonable goal, and I think I can do it quicker than that. But that's really like
So
where I
you want
want
to
to
have
be
as
at.
many breakers as possible. Like you want to have, 5 accounts on Whatnot and 5 accounts on TikTok and just breaking 24/7, stuff like that.
Yeah, like I think it's just like the building of like a big company is kind of like my chase, I would say. Um, well, maintaining, everything that we've already done in terms of like the personality and you know, shipping and quality control, everything like that. But I just want to scale it up, just keep scaling it up.
Great goal.
What would you
Um,
say? What would you say yours is?
I mean, yeah, definitely something similar. I mean, I think that, yeah, that's a really good goal is that, you know, I agree with you in the sense that building like a big company is just something once you get into business, like I really I still love the hobby and I enjoy that part of it, but the business side of things is almost more fun for me. Like, you know, creating a new venture and getting into Pokemon or starting opening a brick and mortar or starting a new stream, like that's the stuff that really gets me excited. Just kind of like proving that you can build this extra thing versus just keeping doing what you're already doing. And the card stuff is kind of like a benefactor of that, but you gotta have some business sense to be able to build that.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm in the same boat, just like expanding the avenues, like more brick and mortar shops, different streams, different platforms, doing different things. I know you guys do singles. That'd be cool to do down the road, but yeah, same boat for me.
So you're open to having more than one brick and mortar shop.
Yeah, I would somewhere down south. It's too cold in Illinois for me. Um,
I agree with
so
that.
maybe like a Tennessee or Texas or Florida shop would be nice.
I'm
And I'll
I'm
go
with
I'll go
that.
take care of
I
that.
know
Oh
I
yeah.
know Farrah keeps talking about Florida.
I
I'll
said
go.
if he started a store in Florida, I wouldn't mind moving down there and going to work there. But
I think majority of my guys are wanting to move down there too, so I think
I've
everybody will
never
be
heard
on
of anyone
board.
in the Midwest be like, "Huh, can't wait to live here for the rest of my life."
100%, yeah. Can we please stay in Illinois?
Yeah, no, it's fucking brutal. I mean, you got to get a little bit of taste of it when you went to school down in Florida, I guess.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And I was there, I mean, when did I start? I guess it was like, when do you start school? Spring? Or no, you
Yeah, I
start in the
think so.
fall. Fall,
F-
fall. But yeah,
Fall,
no, it
fall.
was like at the end of
Yeah,
summer.
spring, quick spring. I haven't
It
been to
was,
school in so long, dude.
dude, for real. But yeah, it was still beautiful down there. So I'd love to have that weather all the time.
I
yeah.
agree with that.
How far along the line do you think that would be before you're kind of like seriously considering doing another brick and mortar?
Like 4 years once this lease is up.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I
If
think so.
you had to say like one opportunity for someone who's like looking as at an investment in sports cards, do you think it's like sealed boxes? Do you see something in the TCG side? Do you think there's a certain insert like maybe downtowns or kabooms? Like what's something that you really see taking off over the next couple years?
Yeah, I feel like it's so hard because everything is just, like new and shiny is the big thing.
Yeah.
And quick flips is huge in this hobby. But I don't think you could ever go wrong with like Mahomes or Brady. So more like player specific, just going with goats that continue to just go up. Like the more people that are in this hobby, the more desire there is going to be for Brady cards. Like everybody wants Tom Brady rookies, everybody wants Mahomes autos, stuff like that. So I don't think that's a bad investment long term at all.
I'm right there with you. I feel like so many people are looking for the next big thing and they're all buying Jackson Dart and like people are buying Cam Scattaboo, which is the Cam Scattaboo market might be the craziest to me. Like
Yeah,
he's a cool guy and I get the excitement of him as a player, but people are buying him like he's like you could probably buy Matthew Stafford cards for similar prices to Cam Scattaboo cards. It's like the guy's a running back coming off an injury that's going to be out of the league in 4 years because he has CTE. What's the real upside of a Cam Scattaboo card? You know what I mean?
We were just talking about that once we hit the card. And the guy was asking like what to do with it, and me and my buddy Josh were like, yeah, I don't even know if he'll be in the league for more than 4 years. I mean, he
Yeah,
runs with his
right.
head first, and yeah, his market's so high right now. But a big thing is popularity. Like Scatterboom is
Right.
obviously
Yeah,
all
I
over
mean,
the
that's why
internet.
Shador Sanders cards are worth as much as they are.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with performance with like Shador or Scadabo. They could both be like the worst in their position, and maybe Shador is, and obviously we still see a market.
But I think that's what's really like you think about a guy like Jaden Daniels, who, you know, his rookie year was one of the best rookie quarterbacks we've ever seen. And then second year, obviously a bad year, injuries, team stinks, whatever. And then people just move on to the next class. Like nobody's even talking about 2024 rookies. Like even Drake May, who just went to a Super Bowl, he lost the Super Bowl's market cut in half almost. So it's like it's just such an inflated value where I think that you're absolutely right. In buying the GOATs is the way to go. You know, Tom Brady, the only reason Tom Brady is going to go up or down is if the market goes up or down. It's not going to be because of anything Tom Brady, you know, does or on the field or anything. So I think buying retired players that have already have a proven legacy is where the real upside is.
Yeah, then there's players as well that like should have a way bigger market than they do. So we were talking about like Drew Brees earlier.
That's a
You
good
know,
one.
like
Yeah.
top five quarterback probably of all time, won a Super Bowl, but he's really got no market at all. So if you buy like the right Drew Brees cards or the right Aaron Rodgers cards or guys like of that caliber, I think there's a lot of opportunity there long term.
I agree. It pretty
Yeah.
much seems like it's Brady Mahomes,
Because
large gap, and then there's like the next tier of guys. It's so weird.
yeah, it kind of seems. I mean, it's all back to the popularity thing, though.
Yeah.
Those two are pretty popular, and then like you see, like Drew Brees, he's good, but he doesn't have like the 6, 7 Super Bowl wins.
You on purpose, dude.
But
It's
you know,
crazy. Yeah,
but
I mean, obviously the goats are the goats, but I definitely agree with what you're saying. Don't fall for the hype of buying the new prospects because they're in the new products and stuff. You gotta go after the sure things if you really want to invest your money versus just gambling it. Which some people want to gamble it and buy a Jackson Dart and hope that he becomes the goat, and that's fine. But odds are it's more likely that he's going to become Trey Lance than he's going to become Tom Brady. So
Yeah, no, 100%. When people are buying that stuff, I always tell them, sell quick and move on to the next thing. But yeah, long term, if you want to invest in sports cards, sports card market as a whole, if you believe in the market, then you just buy the goats.
you think that guy's gonna sell the Scat Finite auto?
I hope so, man. 27K is a large offer for that card. It would be like
Yeah,
I don't even think Saquon's finite did that much. I think it was we were just looking. I
yeah,
want to say it was like 15K. So you know
craziness.
you got to take 27 all day, like without even hesitation. What do you guys think that card's worth?
I mean, it sounds like it's worth 27K, but what would I be willing to pay for it? Like less than 5, I guess. Like, I mean, obviously if I knew someone was going to buy it for 27K, sure, I could say I'm going to buy it for 20K and flip it to them. But like
Yeah,
true market value where I would have to get it and like be okay with holding it for 3 years, maybe like 3K, 4K.
yeah.
Like I don't think there's any upside in that card.
No, no, I agree. I think the card only goes down.
Hopefully he sells
Huge
it
pull.
before this podcast goes out.
No, congrats to that guy. It's a sick card, and I'm sure
Yeah, I mean,
whoever
no,
buys
no
that
hate on the
27K,
hit. Yeah, it goes for a ton.
whoever buys it is probably not looking to flip it. I don't think that's an
That's
investment. I
true.
think that's more like a personal collection. So
I mean,
no
that's the
harm,
thing. Like
no
we
foul
pulled the
there.
Shador Black Finite, and the guy got a crazy offer. I said I told the guy who bought it I wouldn't say the number because he is going to try and flip it, but well over double that Scattaboo for the Shador Finite, and it's like,
Yeah,
what are you hoping happens there for that to be worth more than you just paid for it? Like what has to be what does
yeah,
Shador Sanders have to do besides keep his job over the offseason? Like who knows if he's even going to be the starting quarterback next year?
yeah,
Like he's got to
yeah.
keep
I
his
always
job and then
think.
he's got to become a pro. I guess he was a Pro Bowler, so.
Yeah, I think like most of these guys, I don't know if they're really looking to buy and hold these cards long term. Like I don't think anybody's really buying Shador Sanders long term, but it's
Nah.
more of like he's popular now and it's kind of a flex, I guess. If you have like a big Shador
I think
Sanders
that's
card, you go to a
100% what it
show.
is. People want to post it on their Instagram and flex that they bought this crazy card.
yeah.
Speaking of crazy cards, so we had one 2024 Select Hobby left on our shelf today. Somebody came in and bought it and pulled the Saquon Field Level 101 Hurdle. What do
I
you guys
saw
think
that
that's
on your
worth?
story. Yeah,
Yo,
Didn't even
dude,
know the card was out there still.
that's crazy.
I couldn't believe it. It was actually the last pack of the box, and the guy's like, I don't really know about cards. And he's just like shuffling through and he just throws it to the side. He didn't even know it was the black. I was like, no shot, you just pulled that card, the 101 Hurdle. I think it's like one of the most iconic cards from the set.
I think that's
Um,
probably a 10K card.
yeah.
yeah, that's kind of where my mind went to. He said he had cash offers already, like, I don't know if I want to reveal the number, but a little bit less than that. Um, so I think if you throw it up on like Alter or a big auction house, you could
That's
definitely.
fire,
Even get
dude.
that.
I love that
Even get
card.
it graded a 10.
I do think they're milking the reverse hurdle a little bit. Like they did his downtown, they
Yeah.
did his manga, they got that field level. It's like, all right, let's pump the
Yeah.
brakes.
Yeah, 100%. The nice thing with that, I'm pretty sure that's the first picture where he has the reverse hurdle,
It
which is
was
why
it
there's
was
like
so
so
they
much
did a
hype.
Panini Instant with it, so that one had
Okay.
some value. But then that was like
Yeah.
the first one that they actually put in a product with the reverse hurdle. So that's a pretty big card. I think he could probably get 20 for it if he finds the right Eagles fan.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was nuts. Couldn't believe that somebody
In
did that today
shop,
in
dude.
shop.
The in
In
shop pulls are
shop.
always the best because when you got to stand there with a guy who's opening a box and then he gets crushed on it, it's a lot harder than when you're like just ripping it on a screen. All right, man. Sorry that stunk. But then you see a guy, he's like, oh, dude, that was my mortgage. It's like, whoa, come
I
on,
always give
dude.
people a fair warning. I'm like, I don't rip boxes to make money. Like rip boxes to have fun, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, like
The
obviously you can make
same
money.
thing with breaking.
You could pull the Scatabo, you could do this, but it's just like anything. There's no box that you're guaranteed to profit on. It just doesn't exist. So if you can't lose that money, then don't risk it because
100%.
you're gonna hit big cards and you're gonna have boxes where you just get toasted. That's just the nature of any sort of gamble in history. So
Yeah, 100%. Every box I've ever opened, I don't know if I've ever hit a big card for myself, but I'm happy at least I can pull big cards for customers.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Everyone always says or do you here's a fun one. Do you think that breakers get loaded boxes?
I think that's like such a stupid claim. Um, if people realize like how much inventory breakers go through compared to like what a normal person rips on their own, I mean,
Right.
it's ridiculous, right? So if a
It's not even a
breaker goes,
comparison.
like somebody might buy a hobby box and a breaker will go through like 100K in product a day. So obviously the breaker is going to hit bigger cards when they rip that much inventory.
Yeah. Would that Saquon be the biggest card that you guys have pulled in shop?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm trying
I
to
mean, it's the
think.
same thing as like an in shop thing. Like, your in shops, you would say that your breaking sales are, far away from your in shop sales, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know of any like brick and mortar that would have more success than the breakers. It's just you're either reaching out to a local community or you're reaching out to, the entire world. So it's a lot easier, and you don't have the overhead. Like opening a brick and mortar shop, I don't feel like you don't do that for the money. You do it because you love the hobby.
100%. Yeah, it's night and day, and it's definitely not like a moneymaker. I always tell people I always say it's like 5% of the business. It might be even smaller than that, but like majority is all online breaking, and then we do the shop because we love to have like kids come in and rip. Like that's fun to see like parents come in with their kids and bond over sports cards, and just connecting with the community is just like a big part for us.
100%.
Yeah. Something I noticed when I'm watching your guys' stream is that like 80% of the time, somebody will walk in and the guy that's either sleeving or the guy that's breaking will just walk out and they'll just switch places. Are you guys kind of like a free flowing, kind of like if this breaker wants to go break this product, go ahead kind of thing? Or is it kind of like set in stone, like you're doing this?
No, I would say it's very like free flowing. I don't like to like constrain anybody to one thing. I'm not the type of person that's gonna be like, yo, I want you to sit here and fill this TikTok break for your 10-hour shift. Like if you want to go switch out and do fanatics and kind of, change up the energy a little bit. And I think everybody succeeds differently on different platforms, just depending on like the flow of how things go. And like me personally, I'm one that like I can't sit and just do one thing. So I'm the type of person I'd want to be bouncing around, and I give people that free range, and I think that works well.
Yeah. Obviously, we can't do that because we're the only people here
Yeah.
at 1 a.m. when we're breaking. But I did really enjoy seeing like it was like it's starting to get low. Someone else comes in and the room is right back at a high. I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
props to you guys because you guys keep the energy for the entire stream. That is not easy to do, and people don't realize how hard it is to like sit there. I'm sure you guys have had lows on TikTok too. When the viewership is down, and
Hmm.
it's hard to talk to an empty room. But you guys kill it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, especially in the old days when you're like trying to sit there, especially that was before I even had a co-pilot. When I'd have like, 10 people in the room and there's no co-pilot and nobody's talking in the chat. But you can't just like sit there on your phone. Like I'm sitting there just making conversation with myself damn near. talking about things, and it's just a one-way conversation. That's got to be like the worst part about breaking ever is trying to get the room going.
Yeah, but eventually you build up that community, and I'm sure you guys have people that are in there every day and
Right.
conversating with and stuff like that. So it's all worth it in the long run.
Yeah. Is it a lot easier to have a co-pilot in there then?
Yes, it's a lot easier to have a co-pilot than not have a co-pilot.
Like talking wise, you're not just talking to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been so long that I don't even really remember what it's like without one. But yeah, I would not want to do like sit there and you gotta just bring that energy and you got no one to bounce off of it. It's just kind of a weird vibe.
Yeah.
100%, 100%. Yeah, it's so much better with somebody sitting next to you.
What do you got? You gotta have something, dude.
I got nothing right now.
You got anything? Anything you want to share with us about, any behind the scenes stuff you guys are working on or anything like that?
I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, so we are partnering with PSA to bring back our repacks.
Ooh,
Yeah, so they're all going to be
this is
PSA
exciting. Yeah.
authenticated. We're going to bring back the Amulet and Cobra Scarab series, and we're going to expand on that as well. And
When you
yeah,
say you guys are partnering with PSA, is that like something that's done through like the PSA buyback offers that they've been doing?
so we buy our inventory. It's just vaulted at PSA. We format the series however we like, like we set floor ceiling, so it's still like our series. And then the nice thing is PSA packs the series, they wrap the series and they box it all up for us. So it's really like we don't know, what's in this box first. When it's in-house, of course, we mixed it up, but we were the ones packing the repacks. So now PSA is going to do it. They'll have a PSA sticker. So I think there's a lot more like assurance as a buyer.
Wait,
With
so,
that PSA.
so just to rewind that a second, you
Yeah.
say that it's like from the PSA vault. Does that mean it's like cards that PSA already has and you just get to go through and like pick out the cards in the price ranges that make sense, or?
No, so we still have to buy like the inventory, so we can buy from PSA directly or like buy on eBay and then send it to the vault because you have like your own vault like with your PSA
got it.
account. So it's like we still have to like buy and pay for all the inventory, of course. But then they just handle kind of like the back end stuff and like the quality insurance.
That's pretty cool. So everything's gonna be a PSA graded slab then.
Yes, yeah, everything's gonna be PSA graded, and then PSA authenticates each box, and it'll be pretty cool. There's gonna be like a whole checklist, but that's the big thing we're working on right now.
Very cool.
Sick,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know that was a thing. That's
No.
pretty sweet.
I am hyped to
Yes.
see the Scarabs coming back. That's what I used to buy into. So
Yeah, so a lot of people have been asking where those are at, but that's what we're working on behind the scenes right now.
So when you say that you can buy it from PSA, what does that mean? Like they have, I guess I don't know how you can buy cards from PSA.
I'm more so referring to like their eBay store. Like PSA like lists stuff on
So
eBay.
so
Yeah.
basically you have to go out and source all the inventory, then you just send it to the PSA vault.
Yeah, correct.
okay.
It's still pretty cool though that
Yeah.
they're going to be doing it, and I think that having that PSA authorized brand and you got a checklist on it and stuff, I think people are going to love the transparency and legitimacy of that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%. We're excited for it. I think there's a couple other breakers that are doing it as well. I think they're kind of expanding their reach and trying to get like all breakers to do it. But yeah, we're excited to try it out, see how it goes.
See, I wonder what is the PSA buyback offer for then? Like if they're not doing some sort of repack, because I know they said it's like a PSA partner offer.
Yeah, it's probably putting it on their eBay shop and selling it for a little higher price.
You think? I don't know. I guess I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure. Like the instant rips and like Arena Pack are huge, obviously, for
Right.
Fanatics and Arena Club. I wouldn't be surprised if PSA does something like that in the future, but I'm just kind of
I think they
speculating.
might even just be working with those companies directly. Who knows?
Yeah, I didn't even thought about that.
100%. Yeah, I'm sure they source for Fanatics and Arena Club. I mean, they go through a ton of inventory, so that would make a lot of sense.
Oh, okay, you good? Just got
My
a
phone was
little
buzzing,
phone call.
dude.
Yeah.
But mine on
No, I
mine.
mean that's super
pretty
exciting.
cool.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I think that's huge. I think that'll be pretty exciting. I'm actually really curious about that. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
hop in on some. What's like the estimated timeline on that?
So they do like all the box, like they make the physical boxes as well. So I think there was like a 3 week turnaround. So I would expect like probably 2 months between like the box manufacturing and actually sourcing cards and stuff like that.
It's not too bad, dude. I'm
Not
looking
bad.
forward to that. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
When was
Yeah.
this like started? When did you guys did like PSA come to you, or did you go to PSA, or how did that come to be?
We actually just got like an email from a rep at PSA, and hopped on a call with them. It was pretty recently, actually. It was all new to us too. Like I didn't know anything about this, and it's kind of a new program that they were rolling out. So yeah, we were excited.
So when
to
you guys were
jump
doing
on board.
the initial run of repacks, you said you were obviously doing it in-house. What does the sourcing look like for that? Like, are you guys going to card shows? Do you have like a team of buyers? How does that work?
Yeah, so I had like one guy that really just runs everything. He doesn't do anything with breaks, but he runs like the shop. So he was buying it in the shop, card shows, but not really as much, and then just a ton of buying online,
Hmm.
like through eBay mostly. And then just like some local guys that I know that would just source at card shows and stuff like that. That's really how we got the majority of our inventory.
Very cool. I know he got into one and he hit a pretty big Palo gold
Yeah.
auto. I think he was pretty excited about
I
that.
Did
had
you?
the
Oh,
case sitting
sweet.
in there. Yeah,
Hell yeah. Do you still have it?
I did sell it. To
Oh, he's a seller. He gets it in and he sells it the next day.
yeah. I probably bought into more breaks from you guys too. So
I get it.
He's
I'm the
all
same
about
way. Unless it's Caleb, like, unless it's a Caleb downtown, I'd probably sell it as well.
if it was Cade,
Yeah.
maybe
What?
maybe for 2 weeks I'd keep it.
Yeah, this guy hates cards, honestly.
I got a
Look,
Cade
guys,
auto coming back from PSA. That's going up on the shelf. I'm
He
keeping
keeps
that
Yeah.
one.
he keeps it. I mean, I get it. You don't want a PC like too big of cards. I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah, I
But,
need.
but if you hit it for super cheap, nah, he likes the money too much.
I like the money too much.
if you hit it for super cheap, then you got more gambling money.
Exactly.
He's a
Go
big gambler
straight back
over
to the
here.
tables. Yeah,
I feel it. I spend a lot of time at the casino as well.
yeah.
Yeah. What's your
You
favorite
guys,
game?
you guys have casinos in Michigan?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
18
I
plus
wish we
I think I
did.
was
casinos.
delayed there.
Yeah, we got
18
casinos. I
plus.
wish we didn't though.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's 21 here. Um, I'm like super degenerate. Like I'm a big roulette guy, honestly. Like I'll sit at the roulette table all
Roulette.
day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang, I can't get with
Are
roulette.
you like going straight on black or red, or you like pick your favorite numbers out and shit?
No, literally just like throwing numbers out there, like completely random. It's super degenerate, but I have a good time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it's the same thing as opening boxes. You got to go not to make money, but to have fun
Oh
with it.
yeah, yeah. I never go. Yeah, my mom was like, "I think I'm getting worried about you," and I was like, I don't go there like expecting to make money. I just go to have a good
Yeah.
time, and I think a lot
Make
of
some fun
people,
money.
yeah, a lot of people in the card industry, I think, enjoy casino trips.
I mean, the card industry is full of gamblers. I think this is probably the closest non-gambling industry as you can get to gambling
Yeah,
possible. So
yeah,
yeah.
100%. What do you guys
Are
usually
you?
play?
I like blackjack. I played a little bit of baccarat recently, but the vibes at the baccarat table can get a little aggressive for me.
I'm big into craps. I love craps.
Craps is
Craps,
fun as fuck.
like at the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah,
I like
tossing the
bubble
dice.
craps too, though. Bubble
Really?
craps is fun.
I've
I
always
can't
wanted
get
to
with
like
bubble.
do it at the table. I just don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to mess. Like I get too scared. I don't want to mess up
I
after
Yeah,
know.
like one crab.
it's confusing to start, and then once you know what you're doing, it's like, wow, how did I not learn
If
this
you're
sooner?
throwing the dice and you go on a little bit of a run and everyone's just you're making everybody money, bro. They
Yeah,
treat you like a god.
you will get tips. People will tip you for throwing the dice. Like
Yeah,
I've gotten probably there was one day I was just throwing good. I went on like a 11 throw streak, and someone like threw me $100 chip, and I was like,
that's
That ain't never
crazy.
happened to me. I
I was like,
wish.
damn. Yeah, that was at a Soaring Eagle.
You're only rolling sevens. That's why you don't get the tips. Are you guys
Yeah.
going to the national this year?
Oh yeah, we'll be there. We've been set up for the last couple years there.
I will not
He
be.
won't.
I've got
No?
my wedding is scheduled for August 1st, so
Congrats on the wedding.
Dude
thank you.
planned his wedding during the national. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got to skip the wedding for the national.
I know.
For real, dude. Are you married to the game or are you married to
Yeah,
the girl?
yeah. Pick one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wish I could come, but I'd rather get married and go on vacation.
Yeah.
That's
Good
fair.
for you,
That's
dude.
fair. We'll definitely have to hit the casino though when you guys are up here.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be down for that. Yeah, dude. We went to the casino. Or you didn't go because you're not 21, but we
Yeah.
went to Rivers or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good
Rivers is
time.
like right next to Rosemont where they do the national.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
No,
all the
dude.
card
I
people
like
head right
I
over
like
there.
Rosemont for the national. Everything's like right there. It's
Yeah.
good food, good location, and
Yeah,
casinos right there. The big convention center. I think they should just keep it in
airport's
Chicago
like 10
forever.
minutes away. I agree. We went when it was in Ohio, and dude, it was like so hot. There was no
The
internet.
Cleveland one was brutal.
Yeah, that was so bad, man. Like we drove out there too.
Parking
So
was
like,
atrocious. You had to wait like 45 minutes just to get in there.
And then waiting in line for like a VIP badge was like the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It was terrible.
On the way
Yeah, it
out,
was
I
horrible.
took the car all the way around and went to go like get to our spots we can unload everything. And it was like 1 minute before like time allowed to come in, and they wouldn't let me like even sit there. They're like, doesn't I was like, it's 5 o'clock now. They're like, no, we gotta turn around and come back. I was like, are we serious?
Hey, they're just doing their job, man.
Yeah, but
Yeah, hopefully they keep it in Chicago here in the future.
I agree
yeah,
with that.
I like that. We got Detroit in 2028 or whatever, but
Yeah, I'd rather be in Chicago than Detroit, and
I
I
like
live in
Chicago
Michigan.
more.
Really? How far away are you guys from Detroit?
Like the same distance to Chicago. We're on the far west side of the state, so to get to Chicago and to get to Detroit, it's like the same exact distance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Except going to Chicago is probably it's a way prettier drive.
Yeah.
You're like right next to the
Right on the lake.
Lake
Don't
Michigan.
have to go to the hood of Detroit.
Yeah.
I've never been to
Detroit's not
Detroit.
Detroit's not even that bad, to be honest.
No.
Was it worth the trip?
Fair.
I've never been.
You would go to Detroit? I wouldn't go to Detroit.
Maybe for like a Pistons game or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it.
There's nothing exciting in Detroit. It's not like a bad place. It's just nothing going on.
There's
really.
like 2 malls.
There's a casino and
casino.
some sports games. That's about it.
Canada is the best thing that you can do when you're going to Detroit. So cross the border, go to Canada.
All right, maybe I'll hold off on my Detroit trip.
Yeah. Scrap it all, dude.
I'll wait for the national.
Yeah,
That's all I got. You got
that's all
anything?
I got. I mean, we appreciate you coming on, though, dude. It was
Yeah.
a great pod. We enjoyed listening to everything you got to say.
I'm excited to
thanks.
check out these PSA repacks, man. Best
Yeah.
of luck with everything you got going on over there. Keep killing it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you guys as well, man. You guys are doing a great job on TikTok and everything. So doing
Appreciate
your
that. Well,
thing.
appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
See ya.
peace, guys.
See you.
See you guys.
Fuck is wrong with these fuck ass headphones?